Okay, in this video I want to go over pitching to a cold call customer. So this is in reference to B2B specifically is where this video plays in at. So as you go out and you call on a cold call, you're purely going in, you're trying to find the right person to sell to. How do you do that? I'm not an expert at this. You're going to have to customize this to where it fits your personality a little bit, but I'm going to give you a basis to work with that I've learned from doing some cold calling on my own. So I've learned a few things to use and not use going forward. I would highly recommend, it's like Grant Cardone talks about, recording yourself with a close. You need to record yourself with an opening. You need to do some recordings of yourself, or if you're not comfortable recording yourself, take and you know, instead of doing a video, do an actual voice recording and record how you sound before you go out there and try to do a cold call. So that way you know what you want to work with and what you need to work on before you go out there and try to do it. And keep in mind, even though you do all that, you're still going to probably be nervous. I know I was for the first, 5 to 10 cold calls, saying, knowing what to say. It's a little hard to know always what to say. So what I want you to do is think about how you're going to go in there and introduce yourself. First, you're going to have a smile on your face. You're going to say, "Hi, my name is Jared from Ace Hardware," and just leave it at that. You don't have to get into Jay's Ace Hardware. You don't have to go into Summit Ace Hardware. You don't have to go into the specific type, because what that does is it opens it up to them to say, "Oh, I love Ace Hardware. Where's an Ace Hardware?" And at that point you say, "Well, we have, if you're from Georgia, we have one in such and such a town, or we're opening one in this town." If you're from California, you'd say, "We have one in such and such a town," or same thing, we're opening one in this town. And you would be armed with that information. You know where we're going in at, so you can tell them that, hey, we're opening one on East Avenue, or whatever the place they're, would like to know where it's coming in at. So I get that reaction. So then it engages them. They say, "Oh, Ace Hardware, I love Ace Hardware. Where's an Ace Hardware going in at?" Okay, so you're going to use that as a generic opening. "Hi, I'm Jared from Ace Hardware. Can I speak to the person that's in charge of the maintenance of your building?" Okay, that's a great introduction for a business that it looks like it's a huge building, and obviously is a great LED farm. It has lots of bulbs, huge building. Could be a grocery store, could be whatever it is. There's huge, large businesses out there. There's somebody that handles the maintenance for those businesses. So you're going to ask for whoever handles the maintenance for their business. They're going to get you the maintenance person. If the business doesn't look that big, it doesn't look like they would have a maintenance person per se, and you're going to use this judgment on that. You're going to say, "Okay, I'm going to go in here and ask for the owner." So you're going to go in there. "My name is Jared from Ace Hardware, and I would love to speak to the owner. Is he available?" And at that point, then they could get you in touch with the owner. Some may say, "Well, our owner's not here. He's never here. He's an absentee owner," whatever the case may be. Then at that point, you're going to say, "Well, can I speak to the manager, whoever, handles the business," basically. But I usually ask for the manager is what I would ask for. Again, if you want to customize that a little bit, you can, but I wouldn't say who's in charge. I would just say, "Hey, is the manager available then?" And then go from that aspect. That way you're reaching through to the actual decision maker instead of whoever you're talking to is probably not the decision maker. So again, it engages the customer by leaving the brand generic Ace Hardware. It also opens the door, for people to ask more about Ace Hardware. And, obviously asking the right questions to get to the decision maker is key. And, sometimes you just can't get through. Sometimes they'll be like, "He's not in." If that's the answer you get, then you'll ask him when he's going to be in. And at that point they say, he'll be in tomorrow or whatever, and then you know to come back. I would not leave my flyer and then come back a different day or just leave my flyer. I would go and put a note in my book that, hey, I'm going to come back here tomorrow or whatever day that is, and you're going to come back. There may be the case that maybe their maintenance is handled by an outside company. Well, then find out who that outside company is, get that information, and pursue that outside company. And you can sell to them because they probably handle more places, so there's more stuff you can sell them. Or maybe the other reaction you may get is they may just stonewall you. They may say, well, he's in a meeting. That's a common one you'll get is he's in a meeting. Okay, well, great. Do you know when he'd be available? And they'd be like, well, yeah, probably, an hour from now or 2 hours, whatever. Okay, great. I'll be back in a couple hours. And then you come back in a couple hours. You don't just hand off your flyer and leave. The only time that you need to hand off a flyer and leave is when it's completely a dead end and you're not going to get anywhere. They're not forthcoming on any information. Then I make a pitch to that person and leave it with them, hoping it gets somewhere. But again, that's the last resort of this whole equation. You need to push through. You need to keep asking until you get to the right person. Again, the initial cold calling is you walk in with a smile on your face, shake their hand. Hi, I'm Jared from Ace Hardware. Can I speak to the person that handles the maintenance? Can I speak to the owner? Can I speak to the manager? And that should get you through to the right person. Good luck and go get them.